YouTubers, Fortune Cookie 45LC coming to you from the Hot Lead Zone. And about 4 or 5 years ago, my older daughter came to me with a suggestion that she needed some firearms for home defense. Well, we sat down and discussed that the Mossberg 500 combo with the long barrel and the short barrel would be suitable for a lot of the use in that area. But as for a handgun, I put on an array of suitable potential handguns that might be good for her and suggested that if she chose one, we'd transfer the ownership over. That way she'd have a handgun to back up the Mossberg 500. Well, physical therapists are very into ergonomics, and my daughter's very analytical, so she did a lot of homework. And the first criteria for a home defense firearm is reliability. Well, we got that with the Mossberg 500, but as for the handgun, all these are reliable. With good ammo, especially factory ammo, these are very reliable. And with most hand loads, these are very reliable. So the next thing that's important to my daughter is this concept of ergonomics. And with ergonomics, she picked up the Glock. Now, none of these pistols are loaded. You see, this isn't even cocked. But the Glock is not ergonomic for her. She'd hold it up, and it didn't feel comfortable in her hand. So the Glock 34 is out. And the Glock 19, even though this one has a laser sight crimson trace on there, again, it's not cocked, was not comfortable for her. So the Glocks were ruled out. And that kind of surprised me. The next criteria that's very important for my daughter and son-in-law is this concept of simplicity. A defensive handgun or a shotgun or whatever firearm must be simple, can't be complicated. So this is a SIG 226. Very fine handgun, I'm sure you'll agree, but it wasn't simple because you have this decocking lever, you got the double action, single action, you have the magazine release, but there's none on this side. So this wasn't simple for her. Now, my older daughter is left-handed, but she's also a fair bit ambidextrous. But because of simplicity, that ruled out the fine SIG 226. Now, the final criteria for my daughter was this concept of features. So this happens to be the Smith & Wesson M&P. Now, it's in .45 caliber, and my daughter did want a 9mm. So, but that didn't rule this one out. What it ruled it out was doesn't have the features. Again, there's no magazine release on the left hand side, or right for a right-hander, and even though it has the light, it's not suitable for her because of features. So what gun did she choose? And what she chose was the Springfield Armory XD9. Now, this is not the XDM, it's the XD9, which is one before the M. But for all intents and purposes, this is the one that broke the ground for the Springfield Armory. Now, once again, it's not loaded, and it's not cocked. But what my daughter liked about it was that, yes, it's reliable, and yes, it's very ergonomic, has a very good feel, and the controls are in good places, whether you're right-handed or left-handed. And it's also simple, but the features are very good. It has a grip safety, which when you grip it, takes the safety off, and when you don't grip it, the trigger will not function. It has a true ambidextrous magazine release, either side. And the features are ambidextrous. It has a cocking indicator. Little peg sticks out here. It has a chamber indicator right here. When it rounds in the chamber, this actually sticks up and it's easy to feel. So that for her, she could simply do a check like this and determine if the gun was ready, charged with a round in the chamber and cocked, just by going like this, in the dark. And the magazine well is heavily beveled, so the magazines go in without too much trouble, without too much training. Very easy to get used to using this. That's how simple it is. You just pick it up. Not a whole lot of controls. They're all there for you. Slide release, easy to disassemble, has a light rail, good accuracy. When you press on this, it doesn't move. When you wiggle this, it doesn't move. That gives you accuracy. 3-dot sights. So when she chose that, it's also accurate. Shoots 2.5-inch groups with factory ammo at 25 yards from a rest. And that's all the accuracy you need. The newer XDMs have a matched barrel. And Rob Latham is the one that's the professional shooter for Springfield Armory. So I went ahead and gave her a total of 7 magazines for this pistol. And that should do, don't you think? Now there's that cocking indicator. See, it sticks out. And if there was a round in the chamber, that would be feelable. Grip safety. And you can trigger around without a magazine in place. YouTubers, take care. See you in the next video. Springfield Armory XD9.